Have you noticed something frustrating? You cut back on sweets, you start walking, and you're eating healthier than you did 10 years ago. But that stubborn belly fat just won't go away. And if that's you, don't automatically blame your age. And don't assume that your metabolism is broken. The real problem may be hiding inside an organ that most people never even think about: your liver. As a registered nurse, I've learned that many people focus on the fat they can see around their waist while ignoring the fat they can't see inside the liver. And here's the surprising part: a fatty liver doesn't just happen because you're overweight, it can actually make it harder to lose weight. So, today I'll explain why that happens, how it creates stubborn belly fat, and 7 practical Bible based steps you can begin today to help restore your liver health naturally. So, let's get started. What does your liver actually do? Now, most people think that the liver's only job is to filter toxins, and it certainly does that. But it's doing much more than that every second of every day. Think of your liver as your body's metabolic control center. Every time you eat, your liver decides what to do with these nutrients. Should the glucose be stored for later? Should it be released into the bloodstream? Should fat be burned for energy? Or should excess calories be converted into fat for storage? Your liver also helps regulate blood sugar. It produces bile to digest fats. It stores vitamins. It makes proteins your body needs. It processes those medications that you take. And it helps regulate cholesterol. In fact, your liver performs more than 500 different functions. And when it's healthy, your metabolism runs remarkably well. But when fat begins accumulating inside the liver, well, those functions become less efficient. That's when the problems begin. So, what is fatty liver? A healthy liver contains a small amount of fat. That's perfectly normal. But fatty liver develops when too much fat builds up inside the liver cells themselves. Think about trying to run a factory. Now, imagine boxes piled all over the floor. The machines still work, but not nearly as efficiently. That's similar to what happens inside a fatty liver. Now, the liver isn't dead, it's still working, but it, it isn't shutting down, but it's forced to work under much more difficult conditions. The challenging part is that fatty liver often develops silently. You don't know. And many people have it for years without even realizing it. They don't feel liver pain. Instead, they notice things like their waistline keeps growing. They feel tired after meals. Their blood sugar begins creeping upward. Their triglycerides rise. Their blood pressure becomes harder to control. Then losing weight becomes much more difficult. The symptoms don't point directly to the liver, but the liver may be at the center of all of them. Now, here's why does fatty liver make belly fat worse? Now, here's where things get fascinating. Your liver and your belly fat are constantly communicating. Yes, they're not isolated from one another. They're actually part of the same metabolic system. You see, when fat accumulates inside the liver becomes less responsive to insulin. That's called insulin resistance. Now, your body has a harder time moving sugar from your bloodstream into your cells. So, to compensate, your pancreas, guess what, produces more insulin. And high insulin levels make it easier to store fat, especially around the abdomen. Then that visceral belly fat begins releasing inflammatory chemicals inside your bloodstream. Those chemicals travel right back to, you guessed it, the liver, making the liver even fattier. Now you entered a vicious cycle. Fatty liver promotes belly fat. Belly fat worsens fatty liver. One feeds the other. That's why so many people say, I'm eating less than I used to, but I still can't lose this belly. See, the issue isn't simply calories. Your metabolism isn't working as efficiently because your liver is struggling. Now, here's the encouraging news. When liver fat begins to decrease, many people notice that belly fat finally starts becoming easier to lose. So, who's the most at risk? You may be wondering, how do I know if this could apply to me? Well, you're at a greater risk if you have several of these factors: extra weight around your waist, prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, high triglycerides, high blood pressure, elevated blood sugar, a sedentary lifestyle, poor sleep. The more of these you have, well, the more important it becomes to pay attention to your liver health. So let's talk about briefly what the Bible says. Now, the Bible may not use the term fatty liver, but it teaches principles that protect every organ in the body. Because the Apostle John wrote, Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in good health, even as thy soul prospers. That's found in 3 John 2. And Paul reminds us, whether therefore you eat or drink or whatsoever you do all to the glory of God. It's found in 1 Corinthians 10:31. Now, God isn't interested only in our spiritual health. He cares about our physical health as well. Every healthy choice becomes an act of stewardship. So now, here are 7 ways to help your liver recover. Now, first of all, fill half your plate with colorful vegetables. Yes, especially broccoli. Yes, and cauliflower. Oh, yes, and Brussels sprouts. These are excellent vegetables. Kale and cabbage. You see, these vegetables contain natural compounds that support your liver's normal detoxification process. Number 2, eat more beans and lentils. They're packed with fiber, and fiber slows the rise in blood sugar and improves insulin sensitivity. It also helps reduce the amount of fat delivered to the liver over time. Number 3, skip sugary drinks. Oh yes, those soft drinks that we all tend to love, and those sweet teas, and those energy drinks. Avoid those. You don't need them. Even excess fruit juice. You must be very careful with that. They all deliver sugar rapidly to the liver. So instead, choose water, sparkling water. That's what your body wants, or unsweetened herbal tea. Number 4, walk after your largest meal. One of the simplest ways to reduce the liver's workload is to help your muscles use glucose. A brisk 20 to 30-minute walk after dinner can make a tremendous difference. Don't underestimate walking. God designed your body to move. Number 5, strength train 2 to 3 days each week. Now, muscle acts like a storage tank for glucose. The more healthy muscle tissue you have, the better your body manages blood sugar. You don't need expensive equipment. You can use resistance bands, and you can use regular body weight exercises or light dumbbells. All this can help. Number 6, prioritize your sleep. Poor sleep increases insulin resistance, and it raises stress hormones, and it encourages fat storage. So aim for 7 to 8 hours each night whenever possible. And number 7, be faithful in the small things. There's no miracle supplement now. There's no miracle detox. There's no overnight cure. Oh no. Healing usually comes through small, consistent choices. Choices repeated consistently, day after day, moment after moment. One healthy breakfast, one evening walk, one extra serving of vegetables. Those small decisions become powerful over time. So if you've been struggling with stubborn belly fat after 50, don't automatically assume it's because you're getting older. Your liver may be asking for help. The remarkable thing about the human body is that it often begins healing when we remove what harms it and consistently provide what it needs. Remember, you didn't develop fatty liver overnight, and you won't reverse it overnight either. But here's the exciting part: every healthy meal, every walk, every good night's sleep moves you in the right direction. God designed your body with an amazing ability to recover when you cooperate with His principles. So, start today. Your future self will thank you. Now, if you'd like a simple plan to help you get started, I created a free 7-day belly fat and blood pressure reset guide filled with practical, biblical, evidence based strategies you can begin today. You can find that guide in the description, a link in the description, or a link in my profile. You can get it for free. And if you haven't already, I want you to subscribe to Healthy Aging God's Way. I'm Gerald. I'm a registered nurse. I'm a certified holistic nutrition coach, and I'm a pastor. And every week I help faith-based adults lower blood pressure, reduce stubborn belly fat, and calm chronic inflammation, and honor God by caring for the bodies He has entrusted to us. So I'll see you in the next video. God bless.